Hey, um, it's currently 4:08 in the morning. I don't know if you saw that. Hold on. 4:08 in the morning. I woke up naturally around 3 o'clock. Um, my girlfriend was also awake at that time, and we talked for a little bit. She's fast asleep now. It was hard for me to fall asleep, so I just normally when I wake up around 3 a.m. and I can't go back to sleep, I go upstairs and I turn on the TV and I start playing some video games. But I wanted to do something different today. As you know, I'm trying to limit my video game time and replacing it with, better habits. And I journaled for a bit. And while I was journaling, I was just writing, right? And when I finished, I decided to flip back through some pages and just, see how life was back then. It's always a treat to reread my older journals. I have 2 older journals besides this one that are completely full, and it's always a nice thing to look back on me, basically. Anyways, so as I was looking back, I came across an entry that I wrote on August 21st, 2023, I think. Let me find it. Bear with me for a little bit. Oh, geez. 2022. So 2 years ago. 2 years ago. 2 years and 4 months ago. It talked about it was basically gonna be my intro to a YouTube video. Can you believe that? 2 years ago. I wrote, oh, sorry, it's actually just 1 year ago. So August 21st, 2023. Sorry, in the entry I started out by saying August 21st, 2022. And that's because that was the date that I started to date my girlfriend. And it says fast forward a full year, so August 21st, 2023, I wrote this. And I remember when I wrote that, it was another night like this when I woke up in the middle of the night. And I was like, dude, I'm gonna start my YouTube channel tomorrow on August 22nd, 2023. But I never could. I never could start it back then. And it's because I never saw myself as somebody who can. I didn't like the way that I looked. I feel like I needed to change my room before I did it. I feel like, I needed to have the perfect jawline or the perfect hair, the perfect eyes, the perfect lighting, the perfect backdrop. You know, everything that I wanted to change before I started my YouTube channel. The journal entry after that is talking about how I haven't even started my YouTube channel. And then the one right after that is talking about, funnily enough, it's talking about how I should be doing anything, you know, to help my life. I should read, I should clean my room, I should start my YouTube channel, anything other than what I'm doing right now at the moment of writing that journal entry. And then I ended it off with, oh, but I should just play video games because I never do. A whole hour and a half afterwards, I'm still there playing video games. That's sad. I remember that time. It was, you know, a year into my into going to the gym, and I felt like I wasn't making enough progress there, so I hated myself in the gym. And it was a year into my self-improvement, and I couldn't let go of video games, so I hated myself for doing that. So obviously I wasn't gonna try to start a YouTube channel when I hated the person that the YouTube channel was gonna be focused around, which was myself. And it's funny because in that little entry, I still struggle with what I was struggling with back then. You know, I still indulge in video games a lot more than I want to, and my phone time is still really high. But the thing that's changed between that journal entry and me right now is my mindset, and it's because I am more focused on positivity more than anything, and security in myself. Back then I wasn't secure in myself. You know, it's obvious when you read that I look in the mirror and all I see is hatred and humiliation towards my skinny, weak body. What does that sentence prove? That I didn't like myself. And you know, I just wanted to make something clear right now, that you don't have to be perfect to start going after your dreams and your goals. You don't have to have that nice car in order to ask out that person you want to ask out. You don't have to have the smoothest skin to start boxing. You don't have to have the perfect jawline to start a YouTube channel. You don't have to have the perfect room to start a YouTube channel. You don't need anything, because you're already worth it. You're already what you need. You don't need anything else to change, because you are you. You being you is the best thing that you could be. And like nothing is gonna change if you don't chase. Basically, if you don't go after what you want, then nothing's gonna change, because you're always gonna wait for the opportunity to come, rather than you making that opportunity happen. Most of the time, while waiting for an opportunity, it ends up not passing, or it ends up passing, because you were so focused on waiting for things to be perfect that it just never worked out for you because you were always overthinking. After that entry, it took me 6 months to grow the balls to post my first YouTube video. And then after that first YouTube video, it took me another 9 months to get back into it. Because I was always waiting, like I said, on being perfect. I made up the excuse that I was ugly. I was too ugly to go on YouTube. Or my life was too boring to go on YouTube. Or my advice, I didn't really have any advice, so what would I talk about on YouTube? I have always done that. I've always held off on wanting to do what I wanted to do until I was perfect. And that's not good. I've seen a lot of those videos where it's like, do it scared, do it alone, do it embarrassed, do it, tired. And I agree. I like those little slide thingies on Instagram. I really do. And I feel like that's something that that a lot of people just overlook. They go on to that thing on Instagram, they see it for a few minutes, and they're like, oh, all right. And then they just keep scrolling without actually acknowledging the knowledge that was in that video. And yeah, that's just something that I wanted to talk about. You don't need to be perfect to do anything. You just need to be you, because you are perfect. And I'm not saying that doesn't mean you shouldn't improve and that you shouldn't, strive to be better every day. But just you being alive is perfect. And a lot of people overlook that. And me, myself included, I overlooked that like crazy. And it took me a year and 4 months to combat that mindset. But I'm glad I did. And I feel like if you resonated with that message, then you'll be glad that you did as well. It's 4:20 right now. 4:22. I'm gonna lay back down into my bed, hopefully read my book until I fall back asleep. I just wanted to talk about that for a few minutes. I hope you found value in it. And I'll see you in my next upload. Thanks for listening. Bye. Okay, that was a lie. Sorry. I just reread something in my journal again. It was the entry right after what I just read. And it was talking about how I felt like I had no confidence. And whenever I looked at my body, I would just see something that I hated. And something that I did at that time was one of my progress pictures that I really liked. I made it my lock screen. It could be seen as weird from people outside of your circle to see that. Even people inside your circle. I had some people look at my my lock screen and like kind of make fun of me. They were like, dude, like, what is your lock screen? Why is it a picture of yourself? Like, and obviously, like, it was like I was shirtless in that picture, so it, like, I could see where they're coming from, but it actually really helped with, seeing myself not for what I didn't have, but for what I did have, and appreciating the progress that I did have, because at the time I wasn't seeing any. I was actually, like I said, I was hating on myself because I feel like a year journey should look a lot different than it was. And social media had a lot to do with that, because I was comparing my year journey to somebody else's year journey, and it's completely different. They had huge boulder shoulders, 26-inch biceps or whatever, and I was sitting here with, a little skinny little boy I was. But seeing that photo every day, I think I had that lock screen for at least 6 months. It's 6 months. Can you believe that? 6 months of having myself as my lock screen, and it was a photo that I was actually really proud of. So whenever I saw that, I would always think, damn, I do look good. I did look good. And I look better than that today because I've been going to the gym since then. I was constantly comparing myself to other people and constantly comparing myself to what I should look like, rather than appreciating and furthering the progress that I had at that point. And I feel like everybody should do that at least once. Put a picture that you're really proud of your progress in as your lock screen, and learn to appreciate it for what it is and for what you have, rather than comparing yourself to other people and other photos of what you don't have. I just wanted to add that little thought on. I feel like it kind of relates to what I was talking about. But yeah, what I want you to take away from this is that you don't have to be perfect. And to take a step back and acknowledge what you do have and love that. Be grateful for that, because a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't have the opportunities that I had, that I have. And you might be the same as me. So yeah, don't be afraid to branch out. But you don't need to be perfect to do that. You just need to be you, and you need to have the confidence in yourself to do that, and appreciating what you have and appreciating your body for what it is definitely helps with that. I'm for sure going to bed now. Take that information. Try to process it if you want to. And thanks for hearing me out tonight, this morning. All right, peace.